Alright, welcome to session number 16, which is the final session in this Monster Cutie Skull Sculpt build project thingy. Took me a little while to get to the voiceover because I've had some other projects that are kind of slamming me up against the wall. So only one video this week, sorry about that, but this is the final one, so I thought it would be alright to kind of post it later in the week. So these are the teeth that I blocked in earlier, way back with just some Dynamesh spheres that I mushed into place and didn't really do too much to them. So I'm going back with the Damien Standard brush, the clay buildup brush, and one of the smooth brushes, and just refining the forms. I'm not getting too hung up on super details because these are going to be quite small, but I want to make sure that the ridges and the cracks are deep enough so that they'll show up in the print, even if it's a small feature. So you'll see me go back and forth with the Damien Standard brush, carving things a little bit more deeply, bringing out some of the edges to the teeth, bringing some of the sharpness out with the Damien Standard brush, digging in cavities with the Damien Standard brush, doing a whole bunch of stuff with the Damien Standard brush. Because that's what you do. And I think there are like 5 levels of details on these things. I think it's like, you know, a couple million polygons for just the teeth alone, which is overkill. Like, you don't need that much detail with the teeth, especially if this thing is only going to be like 4 inches high. People won't be able to see all that stuff and all the cracks that I spent time digging into. But part of this experiment is to see how well some of these details do print. So I'm kind of anxious to see how it comes out in the physical form. And I will show that to you when they are in and stuff like that. So yeah, change of scenery, change of material, just because I like this pearl material in ZBrush when I sculpt it. It's pretty shiny, lets me see all of my highlights and lowlights, the roundness, the flatness of shapes, just the shapeness of a shape. So that is why I use this material a lot when I sculpt. So one thing I'm doing that I haven't been doing lately is just carving in the cracks with a lot more pressure than I have been with some of the ridges and bumps and skin tones and stuff like that. And this gives me a nice deep crevice that I can bring out an edge or two to sharpen it up and make it look a little bit more cracky. So these are the underface teeth, and I'm sculpting these in symmetry because there's no way you can see both sides at the same time. So that's why the underfaces are symmetrical and why those teeth are being sculpted symmetrically. And these are the back teeth. Same process with them, bringing out the curves and the edges with the Damien Standard brush, cutting them in and making them more sharp, all that sort of stuff. So almost done with the teeth if I recall correctly. And then also digging in some pores, because I don't think this monster has very good dental. So he doesn't take care, or it doesn't take care of its teeth very well. And now I'm just going back into the other faces just to bring out some creases, pull out some details, refine some forms that I wanted to touch on as I've been sculpting the rest of the piece. Really just giving everything a once over, seeing where I could add things, seeing where I could take away. I do a lot of interesting ridging here in the eye forms because I think those are going to bring out some interesting shadows. Just going over everything just to make sure it has a similar level of detail, a sharpness to it that fits with the rest of the composition. So not very many big moves or big changes, but a lot of little things that kind of add up at the end. So if you saw this from the sketch to what it is now, you know, you can see a lot of changes that when you're doing them, it looks pretty subtle. So here is a key shot turntable, so you can see it from every angle. And now it is off to the printer. So I'm going to be getting physical copies of these. Not many, it's a short order just to see how well they do. But I'll have information when those actually come in and I can show you guys. And if you're interested in purchasing, I'll have information all about that. So if you enjoyed what you've seen so far and you're interested in seeing more of my stuff, consider becoming a patron of my work. And I will be posting more tutorial videos here and on my DrawJam channel, or if you're seeing this on DrawJam, this is also going on my main channel. And yeah, share, like, subscribe, and thank you for checking it out. This is the last one for this Monster Cutie Skull thing. Oh my gosh, there'll be more later!